We've got something really important to talk about today, and that is your anger. We need to talk about anger. We need to talk about negative emotions and how to properly use them to manifest the results you want. Because I'm really getting sick of this, like, you gotta be high vibe to manifest, or just be positive to manifest, because a lot of you, it's killing you. You are trying so hard to be positive, and you are repressing and suppressing all of this stuff that you're not dealing with because you're just trying so hard to be positive so you can get that thing. And we have got to address this today. Your anger is extremely important. It's extremely valuable to the manifestation process. And so we're going to get into it today so you can stop hating yourself and hating your life and actually get some shifts in your reality. And as you can maybe tell, I'm already fired up about this and channeling that power that comes from anger that I want you to experience. So feed off of what I'm giving you today. But as always, before we get into it, I will introduce myself. My name is Genevieve. I'm a manifestation coach, and on this channel, I'm trying to give it to you straight, but also give it to you in a way that addresses a lot of the things that other people don't always address. At least that's how I see it. So that's what we do here on this channel. We clarify things. We also go a little bit more in depth into, how do you really use anger, like today in manifestation? Let's talk about that. So on this channel, we address these topics. If you want to work with me more as your manifestation coach, there's all kinds of links below for all the ways that you can do that. You can do a one-on-one with me. You can do one of the awesome courses that I have for you down below. You can join the membership part of this channel where I give you there's different things you can do with me. If you do the top level, the diamond level, I think it's called, you get to ask me a question or 2 questions, I should say, every month, and get a personalized answer from me. That's a pretty good deal. So anyway, lots of different ways that you can work with me. So check out the links below for all of that. And now let's talk about your anger. So to start, I want to say there's generally 2 camps of people that I see when it comes to anger and manifestation. And the first camp, in terms of most people I see, they fall into this camp, are the people who are deeply repressing their anger, in terms of they are continuing to operate from a self-concept that's like, oh, I just really want to be good at this, and oh, I just really want to get my SP. And it's like this kind of meek, insecure, like, just tell me what to do so that I can figure it out so I can get what I want, and I'm just so sad that I'm still not getting what I want. Like those people are anger repressors. They are not owning their anger. And a lot of my clients, I see them kind of fall into that camp. The other camp of people is the people that do feel anger, but they're like stuck in that gear. Like they feel angry at their SP, or they're angry at their money situation, or they're just angry at everything, but they're not like actually directing that anger, I should say redirecting that anger in a way that benefits them. They just continue, like I said, to stay stuck in that gear of like, oh, I'm angry at this. And it just kind of repeats on a loop. And then that also causes no changes. So both of these camps of people are not using their anger properly. So it doesn't matter if you identify with this, or maybe you've bounced back between the two. We're going to address what to do here. And so this next thing I'm going to say, I'm really saying it to address camp 1 over here. The people who are like, oh, I really want to manifest. Why isn't it working for me? These kind of meek people over here. This is for you. Why aren't you pissed that you haven't gotten what you want yet? I know that's a question that you probably never have been asked by a manifestation coach, but it's important for you to reflect on, why aren't you freaking pissed that you haven't gotten what you want yet? And a lot of you are going to say the answer that you've heard parroted on the internet by like millions of other people that kind of don't know what they're talking about, and say, oh, well, I'm not mad because I create my reality. And if I get mad, then I'm just going to get more mad back at me because I have to be good. I have to be positive so people reflect positive. And I get why you would think that. Even things that I have said in the past probably have led you to keep thinking that, because it is true that the mirror is reflecting whatever it is that you're being. But for a lot of you, especially again, you anger repressors out there, you need to touch back into that anger, that like, I'm angry that things haven't worked out for me, you need to tap back into that, because your power of personhood is in there. The emotion of anger is so powerful when it comes to manifesting, because anger is all about our personhood, our ability to be like, I take up this much space and you're not gonna fuck with me in my space. This is who I am. These are my boundaries. This is what I want. This is what I'm gonna accept in my reality and what I'm not gonna accept in my reality. Your anger helps you to facilitate selfness. When you are repressing your anger, you're just like a bag in the wind, just going with whatever other people say, and you're trying so hard to not be a bag in the wind, but you're trying from a state of insecurity, and you're not tapping into the fuck yeah, I deserve what I want to have, and I'm pissed that I haven't gotten it yet. And excuse me for cursing, there probably will be cursing in this video, so if that's not for you, you can just, I don't know, either like hold your ears or go somewhere else. But I hope you're picking up on what I'm saying here. Anger helps you to feel like, I will not accept a reality where I don't get what I want. It helps you to feel powerful. It helps you to feel like this is who I am, and I'm just not accepting something that is bullshit to me. Like, I'm not going to accept people being rude to me. I'm not going to accept not being chosen. I'm not going to accept just, someone walking off with a third party, or I'm not going to accept not getting the money and the health and the amazingness that I know I deserve, because your anger is like here to remind you, God put you on this earth to have your desires. God did not put you on this earth to suffer and be on the sidelines and be like, oh, everyone else gets what they want, but I don't. And a lot of you guys keep yourself there because that's so familiar to you. Some of you are even like defensive in terms of like, you so badly want to stay in that paradigm of thinking that like, yeah, God wanted me to suffer. Some of you are like so into that idea that God wants you to suffer that you literally defend that idea. And I guess if like that's your chosen reality and you're into that, that's fine. But really, all of us agreed to incarnate in this physical form because we wanted to experience physical desire creation. And the reason we wanted to experience this like physical desire creation is because the 3D world is dense. Things are heavier, things are slower, they operate in the world of duality. And as a creator, when you're living in the world of duality, you get to play with what it feels like to really slowly move through, like, this is what this feels like and this is what this feels like. Like, being in contrast is useful to us as creators, as souls. Like, it is, even though to you, some of you right now, it feels like, oh, I hate contrast and why would I ever agree to come here? You're here because you definitely agreed to come here. Your soul definitely agreed to come here. If that wasn't true, you literally wouldn't exist. Anyway, this video has already gone on to a tangent, but let's get back to anger. Your anger is here to help you to, when you get too stuck in one level of the contrast, in terms of what I was saying before, that kind of meekness, that insecurity, that feeling small, that feeling undervalued, that looking around as if everything else is working out for everyone else, but it's not working out for you. When you're stuck there, your anger is the fuel that propels you out of there. It kind of is like your wake-up call, like, hey, you should be angry about this. Like, don't just sit there and feel sorry for yourself. Get angry. It's energy that activates you, and it will help you to move up the scale, to use kind of like the emotional scale reference, like to move up the scale of like, yeah, I do deserve to get what I want, and I'm pissed I haven't gotten it. I'm pissed that I have been accepting a reality where things don't work out for me, and I keep making it my fault. This is the other thing that really annoys me, is that people are using the everyone is you pushed out principle or whatever and turning it into like, well, everything is my fault because I create my reality, everything's my fault. That's not helping you. When you are claiming that everything is your fault, all you're doing is you're staying in the victimhood. You're staying in that like meek, insecure, like, oh my God, everything's my fault. You have got to stop relating to your life and to manifestation in that way. The person who is secure in themselves, the person who has high self-esteem, high self-worth, high self-concept, they don't get treated badly and then go, oh, that's my fault that I got treated badly. They say, I will not be treated like that again. They say it internally. Sometimes they say it with their language in the 3D, but there's an internal like offense of like, whoa, nobody should treat me like an option, or nobody should be rude to me, or whatever the heck it is. And that energy that they embody, it does change people's behavior, so that even if they for a moment were experiencing disrespect, it doesn't stay that way for long, because that person isn't being like, oh, well, they did that because somehow I caused it and I'm the cause and I deserve to be treated that way. Stop doing that. The way you're relating to that principle of everyone as you pushed out is completely not helpful, and it's keeping you small. And I want you to, again, embody your anger. That, yeah, it does suck that you haven't gotten what you wanted yet. It is not correct that you have not gotten what you want, and you should be mad about that, because your anger, again, is going to propel you to be like, I'm going to actually have boundaries with myself now. I am not going to let myself feel like I'm being taken advantage of, or feel like I'm not being chosen. I'm going to actually stop giving so many fucks about what everyone's doing out here, because that's also me being small and meek, is like giving so much meaning and power to whatever anyone's doing out here, and instead be like, I am the kind of person that I do not like fuck with people that treat me that way. And this is where, when it comes to manifesting an SP, it kind of like goes into versions of people. Like, you are only meant to be accepting, if you are manifesting an SP, the version of that SP that actually treats you well. And the version that doesn't treat you well, you just do not give a fuck about. You are not fucking with that version. You do not put them on a pedestal that it's like, I'll just take whatever I can get from them because I love them so much and I'm trying to manifest them. You're not doing that. You are using your anger to be like, no, this is who I am. And when you are a match to me, you can come around. But if you are not, I'm not fucking with you. That should be the way you are perceiving your, especially romantic SP, for sure. Bottom line, your anger is meant to help facilitate a high self-concept, where it reminds you like, hey, you've been accepting bullshit. Like, maybe we should not be doing this. Maybe we should be pissed about this, so that we remember, oh yeah, I don't accept bullshit. So feel your anger, embody it, be like, yeah, I don't deserve to be treated this way. Like, I can't tell you how excited I get when my clients finally break out of their like meek, like, oh, I just want to do it right thing, and they finally get angry. It's like, yes, they're finally getting into their power again. They're finally being like, yeah, I don't deserve to be accepting bullshit in my reality. And it's like, it gets me excited. But here's the other thing I want to say this in terms of, and this kind of helps to this next part with the people who are over here, this imaginary group, the people who are stuck in anger, in terms of like, you are angry, but it feels like you just keep being angry and it doesn't really go anywhere. That is because you got to allow your anger, but you've also got to be disciplined in your thoughts. Because remember, it really is what you're thinking, what you're genuinely thinking, is what is creating whatever's happening next in reality. So if you are angry that your SP or whatever is ignoring you or whatever, and you're angry about it, and you just keep being angry, well, it's going to keep looping because your thoughts aren't changing. The anger energy, it keeps channeling into, yeah, they're ignoring me. He's ignoring me. Ugh, I don't like that. He's ignoring me. You keep thinking that thought. Instead, you need to be like, I'm a creator. I am perceiving my reality, and whatever I perceive becomes even more real. So if I keep perceiving that like, yeah, I'm being ignored, I'm going to keep getting that. Instead, use your anger to think a different thought. But here's the thing, you don't need to make it like the complete opposite. I want you to make it make sense. Choose another thought that you can still channel your anger into, but it's moving you into the right direction. So it could even be, and this is just an example, but something like, you're still angry, but you're thinking, my SP knows he messed up, or my SP knows that they messed up and that they want to be with me. Something like that, that still makes sense to the state you're in. If you're in that state of anger, use the anger, but use it to think thoughts that are like, yeah, this is going to work out. They are realizing that they just lost the best thing that ever happened to them, or whatever. Something that's at least moving you away from the same loop of like, yep, I'm ignored and I'm pissed. Yep, I'm ignored and I'm pissed. Yep, I'm ignored and I'm pissed. If you're pissed, good, but use it to actually think something that's moving you in the right direction. And that's what a lot of you are not doing. You're just pissed and you think thoughts that are like, nothing works out for me. And that's not channeling that anger in the right direction. So this is also the thing I mean, because I know I've talked about this before, that it doesn't really matter what you're feeling. It matters what you're thinking along with those feelings. So even if you are feeling scared or sad or whatever. It really doesn't fucking matter. Of course, you probably did think thoughts that caused that scaredness or sadness or anger in the first place. Like, the reason you're feeling that is because you were probably already thinking thoughts that were causing it. But once you catch it, once you notice, like, oh, I'm feeling off and I don't deserve to feel this way. I'm actually pissed that I feel this way. I should never have to feel this way. What can I think now that's going to move me in the right direction? And again, use whatever feeling you're feeling, even if it's fear or sadness, and think the next thought that's going to move you in the better direction. Do not sit in a spiral loop of like, oh yeah, nothing works out for me and it's still not working out for me. Do not allow that. You are the controller of your mind. You've got to be disciplined. You got to keep your focus. You got to remember, okay, whatever I think is happening, that's what's happening, and I've got to be responsible for that. I can't keep thinking that I'm a victim. The only reason this same thing keeps happening over and over again is because I keep accepting that it's going to happen over and over again. I keep thinking that it's going to happen over and over again, and you've got to stop doing that. So again, anger can be so powerful because it can finally like lift you out of that insecure sadness and fear or whatever else it is that was making you all small and scared, and be like, you know what? Fuck it. I am just gonna think what I want to think and screw it. This is me. This is my life. I cannot waste my life worshiping these people out here or this stuff out here, or whatever it is out here. I have to worship me, and my anger is reminding me that I am the prize. As cliche as that sounds, but it really is true that you have to start regarding yourself as the thing that is the magical thing. One of my favorite Neville Goddard quotes is that you cannot be worshiping the creations, you have to be worshiping the creator. It's never going to work if you're operating from that, they're so important and I just want them so badly. It's never going to work. You have to see yourself. If you really want to manifest that they, I'm obviously talking about an SP, but that they are attracted to you, that they are pursuing you, that they are coming towards you, you have to actually believe that you're the kind of person that's valuable, that they would want to come to. If you're thinking like, I just hope I'm good enough for them, maybe if I keep manifesting I'll become good enough for them. If you're thinking in that way, what do you think is going to change here? No one's going to change. You're not changing. This is why we say so much like, things can't change until you really start perceiving yourself differently, and you start thinking of the dynamic between you and these other things out here differently. And that's why it's like self-concept is really so important, because if your self-concept is still, like I said, meek and small and like, oh, I just really love them, but I suck still, then, well, nothing good is going to happen if you keep thinking about yourself that way. You have to start perceiving that you are so valuable. You are the best freaking thing that ever happened in that person's life. And you have to genuinely treat yourself like you believe that, because they only change because you are really believing differently. You're treating yourself differently, like you really are the prize, that they're the one that really wants you. You're not treating them like, oh, they're the special one, I'm trying to get them. You have to stop doing that. And I know I'm talking a lot about SP stuff because that applies to a lot of you, but this also applies to freaking everything you're manifesting. It doesn't matter if it's an SP or a job or, you know, a grade on a test or whatever. It doesn't matter if you're putting it on this pedestal where you're like, oh man, I hope I get it. And like you think that it's bigger than you, then you don't have the right self-concept or whatever to be bringing that into your reality. You've got to hold yourself and use your anger. Tap into that. Ask yourself, why am I not pissed that I think that I can't have that perfect grade on that paper, or that I can't get this job, or that I can't get this relationship to this person that I feel so much love for? Like, why the fuck am I treating myself like this is difficult? Like that this is something that they're so important and I'm not? Because that's what a lot of you have been doing for a lot of time. That everything, this is so important. I'm not really important. I don't really care about myself, but that's important. It's never going to change if you keep doing it in that way. And I really want you to tap into your anger, because it's going to help you to reclaim that power that you've accidentally given them, that you gave your creations. You accidentally gave them all your power. It's time to take that power back, be like, this is my life. I deserve to show up for myself as if I'm the most valuable thing I've ever known, because you are the only thing you will ever know. Actually, your entire life is just you experiencing yourself. So you really are this gift that you get to come onto this earth and experience yourself through this interesting body that you've been given. It is the manifestation. You being in your body right now is the manifestation, and you've got to treat it like it's the most important, precious thing you have. And then knowing that other people are going to reflect that, when you really start genuinely thinking of yourself as like, yeah, I do deserve to get what I want. Use your anger to feel like you deserve to get what you want. And then, as I said before, once you're tapping into that anger, use that anger to channel into thoughts that are moving in the right direction. That, yeah, my SP knows that they messed up when they didn't talk to me that day, when they ghosted me that day. They know that they messed up. So you are thinking those thoughts. You're not thinking like, oh, it never works out. Stop doing that. That is not getting you anywhere. And it's like, no wonder things really aren't changing for you. So anyway, this was a long enough rant for today, I think. Let me know your questions in the comments below. Your emotions are not a threat to you. You can use any emotion and channel that into the direction you want to go. So stop thinking that it's like, oh, just be positive and things will work out. A lot of you are just, like I said, repressing so much of your power. You're denying yourself because you're trying to be something to get something, and you are in just, again, denial of self, and it's not working out for you. So take a breath, as I say to myself, because I'm channeling so much energy for you right now with all this that I want you to, like, through osmosis, like, get this through me. So let me know what you think, your comments and questions down below. Really remember that you have to honestly claim your own value, claim your own self-security if you want to really maintain these bigger, important manifestations that you want. So I'll talk to you guys next time. All right, bye.